Exactly.
which is today's topic.
Yes, enhanced communication. So, hello everybody. It's so nice to see all of you. Good evening, everyone, and I hope you're going to enjoy this session of today because this is a session of my favorite author, Robert Schwartz, and this is going to give so much of clarity and knowledge and wisdom to all of us. And so there is an extended topic in this. Not only it's going to be in enhanced communication, I'm going to also read a topic written by him, which is also called abortion. That is the topic which is connected to this. So I'm going to read that as well. So it's going to be a lovely read today. And I would request all of you now, because I'm going to start it, I would request all of you to close your eyes. And before you do, if there is anything anybody wants to say or speak or share, they can do that. Okay, so I would presume everybody is in the meditative state now. Nobody wants to speak anything. Everybody wants to enjoy the quiet and the silence. Oh, Ram Garu, yes.
Robert Schwartz, about him, I came to know from his book Your Soul's Gift. Yeah, so I know he had written a lot, and anyone who reads this book will completely get a clarity on everything that happens in life, why it happens, how it happens, and everyone's soul's journey. And I'm sure every reader must embrace this book. Some of his books are there. I think one of very frequently heard titles are these from Robert Schwartz. So curious to listen about these enhanced communications from him. Thank you
Yes,
for this nice topic.
thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ramkaru. Yes, I think Robert Schwartz, his book, Your Soul's Plan and Your Soul's Gift, tops my list of favorites because it changed my life. Paradigm shift in my life came when the understanding came when I started reading his book. I think I have read this book so many times. I think 3 or 4 times I've already read these books. I have all 3 books with me. So I've read all 3 that he has. So let's start. I would request all of you to close your eyes while I'm reading and try to inculcate, understand, integrate, whatever you are listening today. And if you want, you can just make a note of certain things which are important, which your soul feels that it is important for you to write. So I would request that also, so that you can journal the important points, journal certain things, that you feel is good and important for your lives as well. I'm starting the topic. In Enhanced Communication by Robert Schwartz. Robert Schwartz is a hypnotist who offers past life soul regressions and between life soul regressions. In a between life soul regression, you can talk with the council of elders, the wise and loving beings who oversee incarnation on earth to discover what you planned for this lifetime and why. 7th May 2003. I remember that day well because it was the day on which my life changed. The day that launched me on the path to writing the book, Your Soul's Plan, discovering the real meaning of the life you planned before you were born. I was 40 at the time, working as a self-employed marketing and communication consultant and feeling profoundly unfulfilled with my life. I often had the feeling that if I were to fall off the face of the earth, none of my clients would notice. They would simply plug someone else into my role and continue along. Yet, at the same time, I had a feeling that there was a higher purpose to my life. I just didn't know what it was. And so, in my search for that higher calling, I did something on that fateful day in the year 2003 that I had never done before. I had a session with a psychic medium. The medium introduced me to the concept of spirit guides, highly evolved, non physical beings with whom we plan our lives before birth and who then guide us through our lives after we incarnate. Through the medium, I was able to speak with my guides. They told me that I myself had planned many of my greatest challenges in life and that I had done so before I was born. I might have discussed or dismissed this as some sort of elaborate fantasy, except that my guides knew literally everything about me. They knew not only what I had done in my life, but also what I had thought and felt, private thoughts and feelings that I have never shared with anyone. For example, 5 years earlier, I had been going through a very difficult time in my personal life. One day, alone in the privacy of my home, I silently in my mind, I said a prayer to God. I said, God, I can't get through this alone. Please send help. I had completely forgotten about this prayer, but my guides knew about it and they reminded me of it. They added, your prayer was answered, by which they meant that additional non physical guidance had been sent. I was astounded. As you can imagine, when certain beings know literally everything about you, they have a great deal of credibility. So I was listening in rapt attention when they went on to tell me why I had planned some of my greatest challenges. In the days and weeks after the session with the medium, this information was constantly on my mind. It allowed me to review the course of my life and for the first time in many instances, see a deeper purpose to the seemingly bad things that had happened in my life. For me, this was deeply healing. I realized I was on to a concept that could bring similar healing to other people. I started to think about writing a book about it. At the same time, I began to have metaphysical experiences of my own. I would like to tell you about one in particular that profoundly informed my research and further altered the way I look at the world. One day, I was working in my home office and decided to take a break and go for a walk. As I was down the sidewalk, I was suddenly overcome by a feeling of overwhelming, unconditional love for every person I saw. I remember this experience with crystal clarity. The first person I noticed was a cab driver sitting behind the wheel of his cab, waiting for a fare to come along. I looked at this man, a complete stranger to me, and felt nothing but pure, unconditional love for him. Then I noticed a barber shop on the corner. I looked through the window and saw a barber cutting someone's hair. Again, I felt overwhelming love for these people who did not know and had never seen before. Then I noticed a young mother pushing an infant in a stroller down the sidewalk. Once more, I felt the same unconditional love for these people. Everywhere I looked, every time I saw a person, I felt tremendous love flowing over me and through me. Though I had never heard or read of an experience like this, I knew immediately and intuitively what was happening. I was in enhanced communion with my own soul. It was as though my soul was saying to me, this love is who you really are. This is your true nature. I believe that my soul gifted me with this experience because when I went on to research and write Your Soul's Plan, every pre-birth blueprint I examined was based on unconditional love. This was true even when the souls were scripting a negative role for someone to play. I'm repeating, this was true even when the souls were scripting a negative role for someone to play. Had I not had that experience of myself as unconditional love, I would have found exactly the same results in my research. But I think there would always have been a little voice at the back of my head saying, how do you know any of this is true? Well, I know it's true because I experienced it myself. And so I can state to you with absolute confidence and certainty that I believe that we as souls are made quite literally from the energy of unconditional love. I repeat, I can state to you with absolute confidence and certainty that I believe that we as souls are made quite literally from the energy of unconditional love. In order to research people's pre-birth plans, I collaborated with 4 very gifted mediums and channels, including one who is able to hear the conversations people had before they were born with their future parents, children, spouses, friends, and other loved ones. I put these conversations verbatim into the book. The people I interviewed had planned such challenges as physical illness, having handicapped children, deafness, blindness, drug addiction, alcoholism, losing a loved one, and severe accidents. Now, why do we plan before birth to experience challenges? I found 4 primary reasons. First reason that Robert Schwartz found out was challenges allow us to balance karma from past lives. Karma is sometimes conceptualized as cosmic debt, but I think of it more as unbalanced energy. Let's say, for example, that in a past life, one person was physically ill and another person was the caretaker. When these 2 people transition back into spirit and have their life review, they will have a sense of unbalanced energy. One way to create balance would be to switch roles. The one who was ill now plans to be the caretaker, while the one who was the caretaker now plans to experience illness. What makes these life blueprints so challenging is that once in body, neither soul will remember the pre-birth plan. The second reason, we plan challenges in order to heal. For example, Penelope, the deaf woman, in my book's chapter on deafness and blindness, planned to be born completely deaf because in a past life she had heard the gunshots that killed her mother. She was a small child when the murder occurred. She was traumatized by her mother's death and went on to commit suicide later in that incarnation. In this lifetime, she sought to focus on self-healing and wanted to make sure that her healing would not be hindered by similar trauma. In her pre-birth planning session, her spirit guide asks, "My dear, would you prefer to be born deaf so that no sound will ever remind you of these sounds again?" Penelope replies, "Yes, that is what I want and what I wish to do." The third reason, we plan challenges to be of service to others. In the chapter on physical illness, I write about John, a homosexual man who planned to have AIDS so that he could teach tolerance to humanity. In his pre-birth planning session, we heard John conferring with the soul of the future loves who would, at his request, transmit the virus to him. The future lover says, "There is an issue larger than all of the personal benefit of contracting this illness. We can teach our elders, honor them, and provide them with a valuable opportunity to experience, learn, and grow." John, therefore, is not someone to be judged or scorned, but rather someone we may thank for having the raw courage to plan such a bold mission in service to others. The fourth reason, life challenges allow us to know ourselves as love. By this, I mean not simply that we are loving, although certainly that is true, but that we are quite literally made of the energy of love. In our non-physical home, we experience no contrast to ourselves and therefore cannot fully understand our nature as love. On earth, in a realm of duality and stark contrast, we often encounter a lack of love. As we choose in the face of such experiences to give and receive love freely and unconditionally, we remember who we are. Now, Robert Schwartz talks about abortion in his book, which I'm going to read it out to all of you. When a woman makes the decision to abort a pregnancy, is she feeling or is she fulfilling a pre-birth plan? Is her decision made in conjunction with the soul of the unborn child? If a soul knew that a pregnancy were going to be aborted, why would that soul associate its energy with the fetus? To answer these and other questions, I asked Stacy to channel her spirit guide speaking on the topic of abortion. I sense a collection of others. With him, my guide, Stacy began. He wants to express something for a grander number of entities than just himself. I was surprised by Stacy's announcement. In the many sessions we had done together, she had never opened with such a statement. The presence of other beings indicated to me that Spirit considers the topic of abortion to be an important one for humanity. We are with you today to tell you about the choices for individual incarnation, the repetitive experience of physical form through the educational system that is school, house, earth. When I use the term we, I'm speaking for myself as Stacy's spirit guide and also for the council of elders, the ones who form a supportive ring around all the soul groups in existence and who in particular pay attention, education, and learning. Abortion is never because of one and only one universal reason. The reasons for abortion are many and varied, both within the individuated personalities and within the souls of mother and baby. Know that the fetal body is not fully occupied by the soul upon conception. There are many instances in which the fetal body is not occupied at all during the first trimester. Understand too that during the process of abortion, whether it is induced by mother, doctor, or assistant of any kind, or whether it is naturally occurring, spontaneous abortion, commonly called miscarriage, the soul is not attached to the fetal body at the time of the body's death. There is no pain, save for that mother carries as a burden of guilt. Forgive themselves for that they thought was murder, or for what they may have judged someone else to be doing as murder. There are multiple vehicles, in other words, bodies, that can be utilized for the growth experience of the individuated soul. There are those souls who form strong attachments to a few of the souls in their soul group, form a sense of family with them, and often choose to incarnate together as family or friends. There are times in cases such as this when a soul who has been miscarried or aborted will not choose another vehicle in which to incarnate until one comes up within that soul family. That is the choice of that child's soul. We want mothers to know that their experience is their own. They can choose to feel miserable and guilty and think they were responsible for ruining someone's chance at life. Or they can see from a greater awareness and know that there will simply be another opportunity for that child's soul, whether it is with that same mother or somebody else. We want mothers to see that they have not caused any harm to the child. They have not killed the soul. The soul continues to exist. And when the soul is ready, it will put a portion of itself into physical form. It will choose the best parents for the kind of experiential opportunity it desires. Like humans, souls can change their minds. So while a soul may choose a family and the mother may then become pregnant, if the body is not viable and a miscarriage occurs, or if the mother terminates the pregnancy, then the soul of the child may choose to see if the mother gets pregnant again, or may choose to have a different experience. The council will then review the options available and present to the soul, through its spirit guide, the best opportunities for the experience and growth desired. There is no need for the protocol of judgment surrounding any woman's choice to terminate a pregnancy or for the natural termination of any pregnancy. There should be no grief, no mourning of the death of a soul, because there is no such thing. There's only a blending, and it is this blending that many mothers feel most often in the second and third trimesters. But even then, the soul occupies the fetal body in only a part-time manner, anywhere from a few minutes to a few hours. Just as when the human is approaching death and the soul of that human tends to be in and out of the body, but still connected to it, so too, during pregnancy, does the soul come and go. The soul is not around much of the time until and particularly during the 7th, 8th and 9 months. We again emphasize that the soul fully seats itself into the fetal body during the process of delivery, entwining itself in the neutral net of fibers that enables the soul to animate the body. It is during that process where the veil, so often given reference to, is drawn. The soul feels that confusion during those first few moments of birth, because the connection to the life in between lives is now behind it. It does not see it anymore. It sees only what is in front of it, what is surrounding it. In many cases, that is the mother's womb or birth canal. Birth, whether natural or cesarean, is truly for the soul like waking up and not knowing who or where it is. Are all abortions done with the consent of the soul associated with the fetus? Yes, always. He started. Sometimes the mother has to do a bit of explaining or convincing. Invariably, the soul of the child always agrees once it comes to the understanding that this is the best decision. We cannot say that every soul is happy about this. There are some, occasionally, who express disappointment. This is just part of the adaptability soul growth encourages. Why would a soul associate its energy with a fetus that's going to be aborted? For some of these souls, the experience of that type of shortened pregnancy is like window shopping, looking through a window to see what's on the other side, what it might like to choose. For some souls, that is enough. It is enough simply to have a look around, a glimpse, a sense of connection. No matter how small or for how short of a time period. Let us remember that it is the human form that makes the value judgment associated with time. For us, in spiritual form, it is all as one. There is no relative value placed upon the experience weighted by the passage of time or not. It just is. So, yes, my dear friends, it was a very deep topic, which is written by Robert Schwartz. And these are the excerpts that were being taken from his book, Your Soul's Gift. So yes, if anybody wants to say anything about this, or you want to share your wisdom regarding that or this topic, you're most welcome. I personally seriously loved how Robert Schwartz, in just small capsules, he has just, written these primary reasons that, why do we plan these challenges, where he's saying that it is to balance the karma, or it is to heal to heal ourselves, or to heal the universe sometimes. And these also allow us to know that we are nothing but love. So I really love that, with what clarity he has defined that why do we take up all these challenges in our pre-birth planning. Yes, Mamta ji.
Namaste, Sharuji.
Namaste, Mamta ji.
Namaste, masters. And the wisdom was so touching. And the challenge is what the 4 points, what you explained now, it was so true in my life also. So I was confirmed that the soul purpose, what's our soul purpose, what's the purpose of our birth, of my birth. So it was so clear to me. and the wisdom about the abortion. That was somewhat confusion for me, because as my knowledge from the parents or with other persons or like in society, there was a wrong perception, and there was a fear that it is a wrong way, and that was clear today for me. The clarity was so clear for me that the I was blaming or not blaming, just I was opposing the abortion, because I was in the life that we are doing some bad karma. But today I came to know about the abortion. It was so clear for me. And thank you, masters. Thank you, universe. Thank you, each and everyone. Thank you, Sharuji.
Thank you. Thank you,
Always,
Mamtaji.
always you make aware of me or aware of the soul conscious. So thank you for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Grateful to the angels who always take me to such kind of topics, and which are relatable, and which can actually, shock the soul, or maybe give a nudge to the soul. So they always take me to those kind of topics. So thank you. Thanks. I thank the angelic realm and the light beings. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. So anyone else? Anybody? Yes, Ramgaru, yes.
Enlightening session, Sharuji. So,
Thank you, sir.
to understand we are the director, we are the actor, we are everything in this play, which is life, really makes, it's a great understanding, great understanding. So every story you have shared, or every example behind these cases that you have shared, so are so empowering to understand that we are planning ourselves before, I mean, let's say pre-birth. So thanks for these sharings, and that is why when we were starting our session, we said, um, sorry, just a minute. This is the highest knowledge. This is the highest wisdom to understand, and everyone must read his books, Robert Schwartz's books.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Ramgaru. Thank you. I will share my experience, recent experience. I think it was last month itself. So there was a lady who had come by the grace of angels. They directed her to me, and she was the lady who had already gone through few of the IVFs, and she was not able to hold the baby, and it was and she had already miscarried 3 times, and it was the fourth time she wanted to go for the IVF also. So she was crying. She was crying because not only because of the loss of the babies, and she was crying because she said that she's not able to bring life to this earth, and she cried for about half an hour or so over the phone. And when I talked to the angels about it, and I asked the angels for help and the guidance, so they told me to tell her that she her womb, the vessel in which she is trying to bring the life, is not yet formed properly, and that is the reason why this thing is happening again and again. And because of the karmic her karmas, so she had to balance this karma. So rather than going on for these IVFs, which is not which is not something that is for her, she should rather go in either for the adoption. She can adopt a baby, and so that she can not only give life to that particular baby, not biologically, but otherwise, in other words or other sense of the word life. And she will also be able to balance the karma that she has got from the past life. And you won't believe, she was so happy to learn that there are certain options whereby that motherly affection that she was missing out on, she can still have that and she can feel it, but in a different way. Because that baby, because those babies who were going out of her body, she had miscarried, the souls were saying that the vessel is not ripe enough or right enough for us to come and become alive in her womb. So we come because she's been calling, because there is a plan, but we cannot be there for a longer period of time. We cannot stay there. So it was also a revelation when I spoke to the angels about her status, about, because she was crying. But when the angels gave a lot of clarity to me and I gave that clarity to her, she was so happy. And after 1 month, I think she just sent a message, a very polite message, that we are working on it, and soon I will be able to hold a baby in my hand. So she's literally, she has I think she has now stopped thinking about IVF and going in for that. And I'm really glad she has taken that decision. So yeah, this was my experience, and it was such a profound dialogue that I had with the angels, which I have written in my diary also with the date. So profound knowledge that I received from the angels. So yeah, I just wanted to share with all of you this. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so very much. Thank you. So Minakshi ji is saying that it is great wisdom given to me today, as I have had abortion too, and would sometimes think and feel bad about it. This wisdom is such a revelation to me. I have read the same in many lives, many masters too. Thanks for the reassurance again. Thank you, Minakshi ji. Thank you so much for writing it here, because when there is something that we read and we experience which actually helps us heal, it really becomes a life savior to us. So I'm really thankful to Minakshi ji, who attended this session, so it was able to give you a relief. It was being able to give you a kind of a reassurance to you. So thank you so much, Minakshi ji. Ji Swarna ji.
Yeah, thank you, Sharoo ji. Thank you so much. Great wisdom. So many questions got answered with your wisdom sharing. Yeah, when we understand everyone came here to play their own act, then, we just nothing to do, just sit and learn. I used to think that, in front of me, he's causing me trouble. Maybe he's in a child soul. I don't know, he didn't mature. But he would have a master soul in his past life. He's just playing a script to cause all the, give me experiences so I can learn. So maybe once he's done, he can be like, big master. So I was like, that clarification I got. So now we all has like just to sit in front of him and just learn as he give the experiences, right? So accept everything. So, and also this regarding this abortions, yeah, I had gone through the same experience. And now, yeah, when soul is not in pain, that we can think that, it's like maybe soul is not there yet. It's just to the, the fetus soul is not there, and they do the abortion, and if they are not attached, which it says planned, you don't have any connection to that, and maybe some circumstances made you choose that path, right? And also the counselors come into your life when you really want to abort, and angels come. That also I experienced. I wanted to doesn't want to invite my son when I was like I wanted to go through the career life path and all. It was not planned, and I wanted to get rid of that. And then I attended the counseling sessions, and they gave, here it's very good method they have. They give you some time to think about you and educate you, just like Angel that you told. So that reminded me. And then you need to go back and think about it and come back, right? So when I was going through all those things, I felt like, no, it's not worth it to go through that. So I changed my mind. And I always see today my son like, oh, you're my angel, you are there in my life for a purpose. So that increased my love and affection towards him. That's a sweet experience. And I always look at him like he's my angel. So yeah, thank you, ma'am. Just I wanted to share that whatever you said, it's everything right. So thank you, Sharoo.
Thank you so much, Swarnaji. Thank you so much. You always bring your experiential knowledge here. So I'm really, really grateful to that. Thank you so much. Thank you. So anyone else?
Hi, Sharoo. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for your knowledge sharing. I just want to
Thank
add a
you.
bit. Challenges comes to our life to heal the illness or to heal ourselves. That was so provoking. Like when challenges come, we go into a lot of emotions. We just tend to just escape this challenge, just finish the challenge, be normal. For that, we go more emotional turbulence. But when we understand that it came to heal you, we might spend more time in meditation, get deeper understanding of it. Uh, that's definitely new thing that I learned. Thanks for that.
Thank you. Thank you, Leela. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Yes, challenges always come, and till the time we learn from them, from these challenges, they will keep coming to us and making the patterns in our lives, and in the form of situations, circumstances, people, anything. So, but yes, we have to actually be very compassionate to these challenges that we receive. Either it's coming through the situations, circumstances, or a person, and we are not supposed to judge anyone. That we are not supposed to at all judge. Maybe we might have gone through the similar experience, but everybody's experience is their own. They have their own, life. They have their own experiential knowledge. They have their own experience. Maybe we had the similar experience. We always feel that no, our pain is greater than the other person's pain. No, everybody's pain is pain. It's suffering. So it all depends that how are you coming out of that suffering? How are you taking the challenge as, if you will just take it as a suffering, then you're going to suffer throughout. If you're going to take it as just a challenge, it's going to be there. I'm going to embrace this challenge as an experience. It is just an experience and I will move on. Then the challenge will also move on and the pattern is going to break. The cycle will not be there. That I have seen in my life. And I'm sure all of you are masters and you also have seen it in yours. So thank you so much, everyone. So is there anybody else before we meditate for some time? So is there anyone else who wants to speak anything or say anything about this topic or about your life per se? Okay, so I'm assuming that there is nothing anybody wants to add on to it. So shall we just sit for meditation for 10-15 minutes and just calm our nerves and calm our mind? Just give a rest to the monkey mind. Because as Sir Patriji says always that, when we talk about sleep, sleep is for your bones and for your body. But when we talk about meditation, it's about your mind. calming the mind and this monkey mind, which is always going here and there. So meditation is for the mind, and the sleep is for your body, for your bones and muscles, for your nerves. So we are going to meditate and calm this monkey mind for some time. So I would request Ram Garu to play the music for some time, and then we'll be back in a short while after being with our breath, with ourselves. Ram sir. Slowly and gently, you can start your journey back to your own self, to your physical self, to your personality self. And while you're doing that, I'd request all of you to express your gratitude to all the plants, the animal kingdom, to the angelic world, to the different dimensions, to different universes, to Mother Earth, to Mother Nature, to all the people, to all the relatives, to all the friends, to your negative self, to your positive self, to your gurus, and last but not the least, to your breath. Just express your gratitude to your breath, who has brought you this far and who's always there with you, holding your hand, holding your body, holding your mind. Beautiful. So whenever you feel like opening your eyes after expressing this gratitude, you can open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the session today. I hope through all these sessions that you have been investing your time and emotions in, I hope you are learning from them, because we all are here at that stage where we are evolving and growing together. And I would request all of you that whenever you feel like sharing your experience, the experience of your growth, your evolution, your soul who's taking so many steps towards the awakening, I would request if there is anybody, whenever they feel like talking about it, this is a very beautiful platform which is being provided to us by Ram sir and Madhu ma'am, and you are free to talk about anything here about your life. I would request all of you to pass in this word so that they know that there is a platform where they can talk, where they can discuss freely without any judgments. So thank you so very much for being here. Thank you so much for taking out your time. So thank you and have a beautiful and angelic. Oh, okay. I will just, I got this message that I have to stay. Okay. So, okay. Thank you so very much, all